Music B102. Now, good morning. It is Logan. It is the second Friday of the month, which means the animals from the Columbian Park Zoo are in the house. And
yes,
we've already got one out here, and it's already pooped.
Yep, that's, we bring the best for you, Logan. We bring the best.
I know. So what do we got here? He's a very colorful guy.
He is.
He's not going to be a problem if he's ever in a gang fight because he's got like every color known to man in there.
He really doesn't. Actually, his name encompasses that. He's a rainbow lorikeet, so he is a small parrot species.
Oh, good. I thought when you said his name encompasses that, I was like, oh gosh, he's going to be gang affiliated. That's not a good...
Just color.
What's going on at the Columbian Park Zoo?
Just color affiliated. He's a rainbow lorikeet. You would find these guys just in vast flocks out in Australia. Australia is where they're native to, and this guy would easily live with a group of over 100 birds like this. So if you can imagine, he's typically really loud, and of course anytime we bring them to the radio station, Logan, they clam up and they get really quiet. But these guys out in the forest, I mean, they are absolutely ear-piercing.
Well, they gotta be loud. There's like 200 of them, right? So if you want attention, right, you better be like speaking up, I would think. That's
right. He's actually hopping back and forth to my finger right now. But these parrots are amazing. They can mimic almost any sound they hear. And so this little guy right here, because a lot of the sounds that he hears has to do with, of course, zookeeping and things, he can make the sound of spray bottles, the door opening and closing, the sound of our radios and phones, things like that. You take him out places, if he heard an there you go, buddy. Good job. If he heard an electronic sound today, easily, one time having heard it, he can repeat it back. And so that's how they learn. That's how the young learn to speak and communicate, by listening to the parents. And that's how he gets along in the rainforest.
He's a little vicious for a small guy.
He's actually not that vicious. He does have a pretty sharp beak, but it's really important for him. This guy, believe it or not, does not eat insects. He does not eat fruit, seeds, nuts, anything that you would typically think a parrot eat. He actually eats nectar out of the center of flowers.
Ah.
Which is really,
like a hummingbird kind of deal.
Kind of like a hummingbird. And so he has to have that sharp hooked beak to kind of get in the middle where all that good nectar is. But the best thing about him, if you can imagine just a little bird tongue, his tongue actually has what look like fingers on the end of it, and it looks almost like a brush.
And he pooped again.
There you go. I'm telling you, every 8, 9, 10 minutes a parrot repeatedly goes. He's a healthy bird, if nothing else. But he has these really cool little fingers on his tongue, and that helps him get down and get all that nectar out.
That freaks me out. That makes me think like he's one of those giant worm things from Tremors, and like Kevin Bacon is trying to run away from him. It's kind of like one of those things.
That's totally what his tongue kind of looks like. But at the zoo, since we can't give him fresh nectar. Oh, thank you. Yes.
What are you all crabby for, man?
He just wants attention. He's feeling like he's not the center of attention right now, so he's going to let us know about it. Right, buddy? There you go. Thank you. But he's absolutely wonderful. We feed him this white powder that reproduces kind of the nutrients he would get with nectar, and the best thing is he'll dip... Thank you. He will dip his beak in the nectar powder and then go over to his water dish, dip his beak in the nectar dish so it produces that syrupy sweet nectar, and that's how he eats. So just a really, really cool guy. Right, buddy? Yep, clam it up. That's
I need to put on like the new Britney Spears or something, see if he'll imitate that in the studio.
Oh, it's a definite possibility. It's a definite possibility.
Who else did we bring along here? I know we got 3. Let's get to animal number 2 here.
Sure.
And we'll see what's up. As long as Mr. Parrot decides to stay on his little...
Oh, he will stay there.
Okay.
He's good. This next little guy actually...
is in a box of granola bars. You brought me an animal and granola bars.
It's the closest that we had to some sort of cave-like place for him to hide. This is Freckles. And Freckles is a leopard gecko. And for those of you not familiar with leopard geckos, you find them quite often in pet stores, but they're a little lizard species, and they tend to be yellow with these really cool dark brown spots, and that's where they get that leopard.
He looks like he's fast.
He can be quite fast. Typically, you think of geckos and you think, oh, rainforest, they have those cool suction cup toes.
Those ones that run on the water in super slow-mo? Yeah. That's awesome.
Those really are cool. This guy actually lives in Pakistan, India, that area in these... Thank you, Willow. Willow's going to help me talk about this guy. And he's a desert species, so he doesn't need suction cups. There's nothing to stick to, so he's got these little claws on his toes that he can use to dig. Amazing, amazing lizard. You actually can see his tail is almost like this purple color, this light purple color, and it's really, really thick. he stores extra fat as food in that tail. A lot of desert lizard species do that because they never know when they're going to get their next meal. So he stores extra fat in that tail. It also helps protect him. If an animal comes along and feels like it wants a lizard snack, that purple tail sticks out above anything else on this lizard. And if an animal bites that tail, right behind his back legs, there's a special segment. His tail can break off. So the animal ends up eating his tail. He gets to run away and live to be alive for another day, and he will regrow a tail and be able to function again. So really cool way to stay safe.
Totally cool. You got a 5-mile stare here. I'm in like a little standoff with him right now.
He's actually, and one of the cool things, Logan, I think you'd appreciate this. This is one of the few gecko species that actually has movable eyelids and can blink. Typically, geckos cannot move their eyelids, and they have to clean their eyeballs with their tongue.
I'm just happy he's not trying to sell me car insurance. I swear, man. I'm sorry. He's a bad rap, man.
Wrong kind of lizard, but still a really, really cool guy.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we've got a third animal from the Columbian Park Zoo. We're also going to let you know about the great summer camps and spring break camps. They still got some availability and some spring break camps coming up here for you high school kids. We'll talk about that coming up here in just a little bit. Right now, here is your local news with WLFI Headlines. Music B102.9. Thanks for those of you sticking with us after some technical difficulties, because animals get out of control in a radio setting. We are back, though. Let's see, we had Willow, the parrot who has decided to climb highest atop the microphone stand that he can. He's like King Kong on this thing right now.
He is. He's going to inject his lorikeet wisdom, I'm sure, as we keep talking.
Oh, jeez, okay. And we got the gecko away. He was cool. Now we've got this spiny-looking thing. What the heck is this?
This is a big ball of ouch if you try to eat it, actually. This is an African pygmy hedgehog. Her name is Prickly Pear. She is aptly named, and if you can hear that, she's actually making some defensive noises right now. This is actually really important to her.
She sounds like my phone's on vibrate.
Yeah, she really does. She's found south of the Sahara in Africa, and she's pretty small, and you can imagine the large animals that she faces that are trying to eat her and things like that. So she has
giraffes.
That's right. No. So she has developed this defense mechanism of these really, really sharp spines all over her body. A lot like a porcupine, but they're a little bit different.
Out. She's going to be okay?
Oh, she's absolutely fine. She's absolutely fine. She's just trying to figure out the situation and where she's comfortable and making sure we're not going to eat her. And so...
Does she know we don't want to eat her because she is prickly?
She is. She knows we're not going to eat her. She just tends to be a little more defensive than some other hedgehogs, and that's okay because it's important to show how she stays safe. It's really cool. All of these spines basically are modified hairs. They last for about a year, and then they'll fall out and a new spine will grow. But she has muscles attached to the base of each one of these spines, and then when she pulls this band of muscles, it almost acts like a drawstring, and it works to raise all of these spines into a defensive position. And if you're a larger animal looking for a bite to eat, this is definitely not the bite you want to take because it's going to really, really poke your mouth.
Are they defensive now? Is that what that is now, or?
This is her. It's not really a defensive position. It's more of an I'm unsure what's going on, so I'm going to just project my spines. She protects her soft belly. She doesn't have any spines on her belly or on her head. So.
Willow, act like you're going to eat her, so we can see the defensive stuff.
Willow, go, buddy, go. Yeah.
Say nom nom.
See, clamming up on the radio. Here, buddy.
Did he just yawn at me? Did you laugh at me on the radio, too?
Yeah, he yawned and laughed at you. Sorry about that. But one thing that these guys will do and that she's doing right now, this is typical defensive, is she will actually jump. And so if an animal tries to attack her and to bite her, she'll actually try and basically jam those spines into its mouth.
She's got like a vertical then.
She does. It's not very tall, but it's just enough to really hurt you if you put an open, sensitive mouth down there. Thank you, Willow. I know. Isn't she exciting? Yeah,
I'm scared. I ain't getting pricked by those things.
But she's absolutely adorable, and when she feels comfortable and uncurls, they have a really cute little mouth and nose. They're insectivores. They'll eat all kinds of things, so they have a long, pointy nose and some really cute little legs down in there that help them move from place to place in the grasslands where they live.